It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. Only one R in the building. Rudy J in the hole today. We expect him to rehab quite well and be back tomorrow as he's taking the day off. It is Monday. We look back at a fine win. When we talk wins, we talk with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor stopping by for his regular. Morning, Coach. How's your Monday?
Morning.
Glad to have you aboard, Coach. Busy weekend certainly starts out right on a Friday night. Tell us about the thoughts on the game, Coach, because my thoughts watching you guys is you walked in, you took care of business. You're a battle-tested team that never really had any doubts and put 414 yards passing on a Middle Tennessee State team. How do you feel on Monday?
We're good. It was a huge win for us. It's the first time our kids have really been excited in the locker room the entire season, which shows you the expectations of our kids now. It's the curse and the blessing of winning 12 games the previous year because their expectations are just so high. I think what's not being talked about enough is how great our defense played Friday night. We only allowed 23 points. We had 3 turnovers on offense. We had 3 terrible kickoff coverages. We had a terrible punt coverage. And our defense still held a really good Middle Tennessee offense of just 23 points.
You certainly did. Their quarterback, Cunningham, 36 of 56 for 368, but really only 1 touchdown between the 20s, played well. Talk about your quarterback, Coach. I mean, it was a pleasure to watch him play on Friday night. The records are now he's going to own the record book by the time he's done.
Yeah, he's different. I mean, he's been starting for 3 years now, and just the spaced repetition and just the time on task, the 10,000-hour rule, all that stuff just comes into play. He's played with those same 3 receivers for 3 years. Our center, Maka, our left guard, T. Haynes, right guard, Kevin Davis. We should be getting Makai back pretty soon, our right tackle, who Frankie's done a great job playing there. Our tight end, Oscar Cardenas. All those kids have played together since the day I got hired. So that's what you're seeing. Frank is a really great quarterback that has a lot of good players around him. He knows how to use them.
How important was that opening pass to Franklin? I mean, that was a punch in the face for those guys. I mean, was that by design? Was that part of the 15 scripted?
No doubt. I mean, but so much of our stuff is, it's driven by the quarterback. It's the RPO game, which, run pass option. This year it's been more like PRO. It's like pass run option instead of run pass option because we've thrown it so much. But that's just a read Frank has. And, when that field safety inserted on that thing, it gives Zakari a one-on-one route out there, and Frank threw a great ball, and Zakari made a great move. Kid fell down, and 55, 60 yards later, you got a 7-0 lead on the road.
Coach, when I look at post game and I grab the book and I look at all the stats, there's always stats that everybody goes to that you look at as a barometer for your team. If we did that, I'm pretty comfortable that we are going to be in a position to win a football game. Is there a stat or is there something specific that you look at post game that tells you how your team played, apart from the score, obviously?
Well, there's all those things kind of you factor in, but the 2 that are glaring to me that we keep up with are turnovers, which we lost, 3-0. So statistically, that doesn't add up. And big plays where we dominated, we had like 16 big plays, and that's a run of 12 yards or a pass of 16 yards. And whoever wins the big play battle and the turnover battle, if you win both, you're going to win the game statistically like 98% of the time, which is a crazy, crazy thing. So big plays and turnovers. That's why I'm so proud of my defense. We turned it over 3 times, and we lost momentum on the road. And our defense went out there and got them out the field twice on 4 downs. Like on 4th down, we got them off the field. So that was huge, huge. It was a really great team win, Rob. But when you're really good on offense, that's what fans love to see. And now, speaking of that, Frank's the 2nd highest total production quarterback in the country. And the 4th is Western Kentucky's quarterback, Austin Reed. So we got a heck of a ball game coming in here this Saturday.
Man, you get rid of Zappy, now you bring in Reed. What are they doing up there?
They have a great system first. Coach Helton's done a fantastic job there. He's had coordinator turnover year after year, and they're always very, very good on offense. Those receivers are fantastic. It's the same as last year. They look the exact same. They're scoring 44 points a game. If you're a fan and you like high-scoring offensive football games, you should come watch this one Saturday. Now, our defense is better than people think it is, we're getting better. We've been so injured the entire season. We're starting to get some kids back. We've played a lot of people. We've played a very tough schedule. I still think our best football is in front of us.
As you've seen, you are improving offensively by the week. And talk about the injuries. Now, you said you're getting a couple of offensive, at least one back. What is the status of the 21 injured that we talked about last Monday?
Last week we picked up Traylor. We got him back, number 7. That was a huge addition back to us. We lost Wisdom last week. We hope he'll be back this week. We're getting healthier. I mean, Drew Prox is a linebacker that's played a ton of football for us that you've not seen this year. Ernesto Alvarez, the offensive lineman, that's played for us a lot the last 3 years. You haven't seen him very much at all this year. Payne Bear, a tackle out of Northwestern, that was going to be our starting left tackle. He's not far away. Trey Smith, a running back from Arkansas, we brought in here. He played a little bit last week. He's getting healthier. We're just kind of mending up. Now, you hope you don't lose anybody else while you're getting healthy. But we came out last week pretty clean. That just, as the season wears on, you just need bodies.
Right. And as bodies get healthier, you've got bodies that were healthy that were running at 1s that are now sitting at 2s. What does that do for your practice? What does that do when you got a starter that's suddenly going back on the bench and, having to watch a guy who had a couple of good games? I mean, does that, that it's kind of a self-fulfilling growing snowball. It makes your practice a little bit better too, doesn't it?
Well, there's competition, but we also play a lot of kids now.
Right.
And we try not to do that. If they've worked and they've earned their time, we'd like to play 8 offensive linemen every game. We just haven't had the luxury. Now, we've done it because they've been injured. We didn't mean to do it. We would like to rotate 8 kids. Just because of the substitution pattern, because of injury, we haven't been real efficient yet, but we'd like to get there. So I don't think that when these guys come back, it's like somebody's just going to go to the bench. It's just they're like this last week. Here's a great analogy. We had 85 snaps, and we had 5 linemen play 85 snaps. And that's not good. Like, you don't need to do that. Our guys are exhausted. We have offensive linemen cramping up out there. That's not good.
I'm looking at and some random things that you see in the game book, and I see tonight's captains were Ligon, Nwachuku, and Taylor. What went into choosing your captains on the road versus at home?
We always do defense on the road, and we do offense at home. It's part of our triangle travels deal. It's just a mindset of ours. And when we go on the road, it's just very, very important to us. We play great defense when we run the ball. It's important everywhere. But there's nothing better than going on the road and a crowd being totally against you. Now, we had a good fan show up.
Yes, you did.
That was surprising Friday. We had a nice crowd there. But, man, it was sure nice to shut those crazy fans from Middle Tennessee up. They were nuts, and they got quiet really fast.
They were cocky, man. You knock off Miami like that. They really felt like this was an opportunity to kind of capitalize on a team that had taken advantage of them for a bit. And you got out early, and I really felt like, while you kept coming at them, you scored in every quarter. That first deep pass, I think, put them on the heels, and they were never really the same after that. Now, as you get ready, and you've passed the quarter pole, and you're talking about getting better, feeling better and more comfortable with what you're doing, and you're getting healthier as it goes. Now, what's the toughest stretch in the season for you? Is it later on after you've gotten a little bit more? But it feels like even though we're early, even halfway through, that we've been through so many injuries that the season feels longer than it has been.
Yeah, it's been a beatdown. I think that's why you saw such joy on my face, on our locker room, the plane ride home. Even coming home from Army, we just didn't feel good about it. We were heavily penalized.
I think we got to.
No one should ever want to be a coach. We played against me. One. And that's why our kids are so happy Friday night.
Coach, we had some technical interference there. I'm not sure if that made it all the way through, but I hope everybody else got a chance to hear it. One last thing as we kind of move through this week and you're coming back home and you got a long week. Did you get a chance to watch some football on Saturday and Sunday with an extra day, or was it back to work Saturday afternoon getting everybody loose again?
No, I gave all the play. We had rehab, and we all watched Western Kentucky on our iPads at the house. But no, it's the first day I haven't driven to the race since the middle of July.
Nice.
Race in our facility where we work. And yeah, I watched a lot of football. I watched my man Barry Lunny at Illinois beat Wisconsin. It's always fun. You got so many buddies in this business. You watch your buddies because you know how painful this business is, and you want your buddies to win and not make their families have to move somewhere.
Well, they made the other coach have to move as Chris went down.
Well, unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you're right.
But the thing about that win was, Coach, it was Bielema taking down Wisconsin. So I'm pretty sure that those at Wisconsin were not going to let that rest. It was a nice win. Hey, Coach, congratulations on a great win. It feels like a chance just to kind of exhale because all that effort is paying off and people are feeling a little bit healthier. Western Kentucky is coming, and it is not going to be easy. They'll be in the Dome. Let's fill it on Saturday. Meet Meek Nation needs to show up yet again.
Well, I think our fan base last year having 45,000 for that conference championship, and it's a rematch again this week. I think our crowd was one of the main reasons we won last year. So we're going to need them all to show up. It's going to be two really good offenses out there. And if you like scoring, come watch the game Saturday. God bless. Birds up.
Birds up. 5:00 kickoff. That tailgate starts early. Coach Jeff Traylor stops by every Monday. Want to thank you again, Coach. Congratulations on Goodwood. Stay healthy. We'll talk to you next week.